students and staff, to the 2026 Bowler High School Commencement Ceremony. If you are able, I invite you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I would like to take this moment to recognize the people who have played an important role in getting our seniors here, both physically and figuratively. When I say your name, please stand to be recognized. Our senior class advisor is Kate Hansen, who supported and guided the class of 2026 through fundraisers, class meetings, school activities, and now their biggest high school event, graduation. Ms. Hansen also received bountiful support from this year's Secondary Staff Member of the Year, Mrs. Tracy Lowdy. I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of our staff who contributed their time and talents to make this event possible. Lucas Hansen, our IT director, is up in the corner making this a live event. Sarah Christian is taking pictures today of our students. Our facilities team for hanging balloons, adjusting the cooling system today, and setting up chairs. I'd also like to thank April Black, our choir director, and Caleb Gillespie, our band director, for preparing our musicians for their performances this evening. We especially want to recognize the parents and guardians of our graduates. Those present, please stand if you're able. All parents, guardians, we got your students here today. Your unwavering support, love, and guidance have played an instrumental role in shaping your students' journey. Your dedication and commitment to their education have been the driving force behind their success. You have instilled in them values of hard work, perseverance, and a thirst for knowledge, which have undoubtedly contributed to this incredible accomplishment. Thank you all. Tonight we gather not just as a school, but as a community. And that distinction matters here in Bowler. Commencement is more than a ceremony. It is an acknowledgement of years of effort, growth, setbacks, and perseverance. Each graduate seated before us this evening carries a unique story. But every one of you shares something important. You stayed committed to reaching this moment. That's not a small thing, that's everything. Seniors, I want to thank you, sincerely, for your leadership and character that you demonstrated this year and every year that came before it. You shaped the culture of this school, not through grand gestures, but through the everyday moments. How you treated a classmate who might have been struggling, how you showed up when things were hard, how you carried yourselves in the hallways and in the classroom. The younger students in this building have been watching you closely. Whether you knew it or not, you were teaching them every single day. One of the privileges of my role is watching students grow from young people who walk nervously through our doors into confident and capable adults, those sitting before me today. I've had that privilege with you, and I do not take that lightly. As you step forward from Bowler High School, your paths will differ. Some of you will continue your education. Some of you are going to enter the workforce. Some still may find exactly where your road leads, and that's okay. All of those journeys have value. None of them is more worthy than any other. What I ask of each of you, regardless of where life takes you, is this. Remember where you come from. Remember Boulder. Small communities like ours are shaped by the people who invest in them. not just those who stay, but those who carry this place with them wherever they go, who bring back knowledge and skills and perspective and look for ways to lift others up. Your talents and your work ethic are needed in the wider world. Yes, they are. But they're also needed here, close to home, in the community that raised you. Our community will always be your community, and you will always be welcome here. Years from now, I hope to hear about the businesses you start, the careers you built for yourself, the families you raise, and the ways you make life better for the people around you. I hope you find that work challenges you, you find relationships that sustain you, and a sense of purpose that gets you out of bed each morning, hopefully on time. Above all, believe in yourselves. Trust that everything you experienced at Bowler High School, every lesson, every relationship, every setback you pushed through has prepared you for what comes next. Congratulations, class of 2026. This community is proud of you, and I am proud of you. This evening, we are privileged to have two musical pieces. The first is from our choir. The first musical piece is Three Little Birds, arranged by Audrey Snyder and performed by the Bowler High School Choir. Thank you, Mrs. April Black, and our high school choir. It is an honor and a privilege to introduce our senior class valedictorian, Connor Hartley, son of Bethany Waters and Christopher Hartley. Connor anticipates attending a college in the University of Wisconsin system. Please give Connor a warm welcome for his valedictorian address.
Good evening. Throughout my years here, I've mostly seen Boulder as a remote little school where dreams go to be outshined by the bright lights of the casino, and life pretty much never changes. But looking back, Boulder has been quite the amazing place, cultivating more than just a simple education. It's a place where we grew as not only students, but as individuals and as a family. I'm usually a quiet person. In fact, this will be the most I've spoken probably since birth, yet the staff and students here have such an aura that I couldn't help but peek out of my shell a little bit while at school. Having great friends help, and they encouraged me to take that peek. And other activities were, let's say, encouraged by my parents. I'm thankful for that, though, especially with band, as my time with Mr. Markberg was the best. And even though the encouragement came from an external force, the courage to act upon it came from within. And that's what I want my classmates to remember moving forward. Continue being courageous. The people here tonight encouraged us to get this far, but we had to take the steps ourselves to actually make it happen. Boulder has gotten me out of the house a time or two as well. At the few parties I've been to, the kids from Boulder ended up being the life of the party. Kids from other schools were asking me to go on side quests with us, saying we were the actual fun ones, when we were always led to believe where we lived was boring, and thus we were boring. This opened my eyes that perhaps my perception all these years has been a bit distorted, shaped by opinions of those outside our community and not within. But how many schools give their students the opportunity to drive the tractors to school? How many schools have an awesome Fab Lab, the awesome Kluger? How many schools host their very own powwow? And how many schools have such an immersive FFA experience? Yes, there is always room for improvement, but we can say that with almost everything in life. The fact that we are aware of this need is what makes a difference, and this, classmates, is what we must remember as we move into the next stage of life. Acknowledge change where needed and act upon it if we can. Wisconsin's state motto is forward, and that includes change. What a boring ride life would be without experiences or change. Yet all of those wonderful experiences wouldn't be possible without the people at school. Our teachers have heart, as well as our staff, school board, and everyone who gets involved somehow to help our students out. It's like a big family, and we all know what families are. You get along, you don't, things change over time. But that's what makes the experience great, not boring, and worthwhile. The feeling that someone has your back and you're not alone on a scary ride is a comforting thing. Boulder has been an amazing family. When it comes to our teachers here at Boulder, we have had some of the best. Mr. Markberg is at the top of my list. My time in band with Markberg are some of the best memories I have. It's hard to believe the stories my parents tell about the mean or toughness of Markberg when I've had the opposite experience. For me, he always put his heart and soul in a band. But even when he wasn't teaching, he was always providing for us, from wise political takes to fresh produce from his garden. Every day he would let anyone into his room at lunch, so me and other troublemaking students would stroll right in to hear what the wise man had to say today. Every time we'd be sitting there with a coffee in hand and a smile on his face, ready to say some interesting things about Trump. But believe it or not, Curran is also mighty high on my list. He has such an eccentric way of teaching that you never really know what could happen when walking into his classroom. On a good day, he might take you metal detecting, or even hit the gritty a time or two. Academically, he is some of the most passionate teaching I've ever seen. And a great teacher should have lasting effects on all students. And Curran will be haunting every student's minds for years to come. If that isn't good teaching, I don't know what is. Moving on to my classmates. My mom told me that even though I may not believe it, tonight will be the very last time some of us see each other. It's a hard thing to wrap our heads around, seeing as we've grown up together. But as both my parents attended Boulder too, they must know what they're talking about. So even though I may not see some of you again after tonight, I'll take a piece of you with me and in my memory. and I'll share just a few. Michael was always there to tell me how much his 5-3 meant. Colton was always there to lure me over my comfort zone. Michael gave me so many tips on how to make my car as great as his. First, made sure I wouldn't get too out of hand, checking a couple times. And Michael always asked me questions only a non-philosopher could come up with. I could say more, but if you know, you know. In conclusion, I've come to realize being in the bright lights of that casino, with legends that refuse to fade away and continue to shine, isn't so bad. We, the class of 2026, can use that as inspiration. Let's harness the energy and bright lights of that casino, the hard work and determination of those legends, and make legends out of ourselves. As Winston Churchill said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. At this time, I would like to introduce our senior class salutatorian. Talia Gardner has been accepted to attend UW-Platteville and plans to be a pre-med biology student. She sees a career in emergency room physician in her future. It's an honor and a privilege to introduce the daughter of Talia Gardner, Talia Gardner.
To us, years from now, we will look back on this day after we finally settled down in a comfortable life of our own. I will look back on this day and be amazed at the fact I stood in front of a bunch of people and spoke willingly. And while I may not be the most outspoken person in my class, I would like to take the time to share school memories with family and friends one last time. Elementary, the years of learning how to be independent from family. I remember every year, the day before Christmas break, our teachers would have a fun day planned. Have cocoa, snacks, fun games to play. And then we'd always watch the Polar Express every single year. And yet I never got sick of it. In those moments, it felt like we would be kids forever. The future, the thought of us getting old enough to graduate, never really crossed our minds. For those who know her, Miss Miller was a big Packers fan. Like a really huge fan. Her entire room was usually decorated green and yellow. She always wore jerseys every time I saw her. And as a Packers fan, she brought our 4th grade class to Lambeau Field, where we got to tour around the stadium, see the giant field, and even buy souvenirs in their gift shop. Being able to see where football stars were born felt like we could also be just like those stars, following our dreams despite obstacles in our way. And then in 5th grade, we toured our first college, UW Green Bay. And while we didn't know it then, this was the start of our future. In middle school, not much really comes to mind, but I can talk to you about Mr. Kuchenbecker, our 8th grade science teacher who's very obsessed with David Attenborough and his nature documentaries. We used to watch a nature documentary every single day for his class. We didn't really learn a lot, but we did learn a lot about him, a little too much, like about his sleep apnea and how his nose always left an indent in the back of his head, or how he had a Russian mail-order wife that he found in a newspaper ad in the middle of class. Not sure why we needed to know that, but I guess that was kind of information. And then there was also Mr. Goes, who always seemed to have a new dead animal every day in his class. He learned very fast in his class, like to never look behind his desk or open any containers he might have left out in the open, because you were never certain whether or not a dead 30-pound muskrat would be staring right back at you. At the beginning of high school, we were a pretty lazy, quiet class. We never asked questions, we never raised our hand in class, or we never participated in homecoming games our school would force us to play. In fact, the only memorable thing I can think of was when we were freshmen reading To Kill a Mockingbird. There was a scene in the book where the main character, Scout, is dressed as a hand for a play. Of course, Mr. Kitlinski wanted us to reenact the scene and called on Hannah to play as Scout. Mr. Kitlinski, the nickname genius, decided that Hannah's new name was now Hannah, and now she's been stuck with that probably even past high school. I think everybody calls her Hannah. I don't think anybody ever calls her her real name. Junior year was when we really changed. In previous homecomings, our class never participated. We would always be disqualified from games because either not enough people were there to play, or because no one wanted to put in the effort to play. I'm unsure how or why, but for our junior year, we somehow won every single game against the rest of the other grades. To see our class work together was nice. We all have practically grown up with each other, so it would be weird if we could not work together. And on our first day as seniors, we got to skip our classes. We got to play laser tag and go-karts. And I had fun. I don't know if anybody else had fun, but I really had fun. And now, here we are, sitting in the high school gym one last time. Finally graduating after all the hard work we put in to get here. Soon, this will be just another memory, but I'm glad I get to share this memory with all of you. And while we may not see each other or keep in touch, I wish everyone the best of luck out of high school. And I hope you guys all follow your dreams and do what you've always dreamed of doing. That's all I got. Thank you.
Talia. Next, it's my privilege to introduce our next musical selection. The Bowler Band will be playing Kentucky 1800 by Claire Grundman. Tradition permits the graduating class to choose a commencement speaker who has earned the respect and admiration of the class as a whole. Mrs. Sheila Manning was chosen by the class of 2026 to deliver the commencement address.
Most memorable graduation speeches are usually entertaining ones, so I hope mine keeps you awake and gives everyone, especially the graduating class, something to take away. I know you just want to get your diploma so you can get on with your so-called adult life, but bear with me for a few minutes. For those who are wondering who this gray-haired lady is up here, let me give you a little history. I grew up 11 miles away from here, graduated from a different high school. I went to college, where a friend had made me meet her friend, but ended up meeting his friend, who became my best friend, who's my husband. If you follow that, kudos to you. We never dated, but got married twice. Yes, twice. Because the war was on, and we didn't know if Dave, my husband, would be shipped out. No, not World War II. If you paid attention in history class, you would have known most of the World War II veterans have passed away or are in their 90s. No, in my time, it was Desert Storm back in 1990. Western wedding later, had 2 kids, and Dave's Navy career took off. It took us to San Diego, San Francisco, and finally to the Seattle area. Along the way, I had my share of adventures, seeing concerts like Scorpions, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Queensryche, Black Sabbath. Yes, with Ozzy after the bat incident. When Dave retired from the military, we moved back to the house where I grew up. Life threw us plenty of curveballs as we pushed through, and that's how I ended up here as your substitute teacher. The schools needed help, and I started subbing, thanks to a call from John First, who sadly passed away this year. I subbed from 2000 to 2009. Yes, I had brown hair back then. I left to try out a full-time job in my degree, graphic art. But life has more curves in store, and I found myself back in the classroom. This job has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I've loved watching you grow, sharing stories, and sometimes giving a hug when asked. With the start of the new year and all the stuff that I've gone through since coming back to the classroom, removing of a gallbladder, a kidney stone the size of a marble, diagnosis of fibromyalgia, surgery on my heel, and finally, believe it or not, last month my appendix. I made a resolution to let people know I'm turning 60. My husband is ready to retire so he can jump into his dream hobby, gunsmithing. Yes, he'll be the guy who you can tell why your gun goes click instead of bang. Now for the real lesson, especially for you graduates, who are probably just thinking, just hand over the diploma, please. But I want to leave you with something to think about, just as I tried to do whenever you had me as a substitute teacher as Mother Manning. Over the years, I've learned a lot of new substitute vocabulary words. Some good words and some, let's not say, creative ones. I've heard it all, from frick, frack, fudge, and freakin'. Even a farganugin. For some reason, the best substitute for a bad word always seems to start with an F. So I thought about what to share. I realized you taught me a lot about F words, and I want to give you some of my own F words for your future from some of my experiences. First up, fear. You think you're tough and nothing scares you, but fear isn't just being afraid of the dark or running out of toilet paper during a pandemic. Fear is what you feel as a parent when your child needs help and no one has the answer, even the medical field. Or when your house is broken into and you feel vulnerable and violated. It's when you feel when you get a terrible call about your house being on fire. Or when you have to make tough life and death decisions for loved ones. Sometimes fear is wondering if your marriage is going to work during hard times. Fear is a part of life, whether you want it or not. You'll face it, and you'll be stronger than you think. The next F word is faith. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, but I encourage you to believe in something. Faith isn't just about religion. Sometimes it's just believing the sun will rise tomorrow and things will get better. I've leaned on faith during some of my hardest times, losing my father, supporting my sister through cancer, and helping my mom through her own illness, with all three passing within 7 months. My faith helped me make difficult decisions and gave me hope that better days would come. Sometimes you just have to trust yourself and believe you'll get through whatever comes. The next word is fight. And no, I don't mean with your fists or your middle finger. Be a better person. Stand up for yourself and for others with dignity and respect. Use your brain, not your fist, to prove your point. You've had 12 years and great role models at this school to show you the way. When something wrongs you, outsmart them with kindness. Even when it's tough, that's the real fight. Next up, friends and family. Sometimes friends become your family in life. You'll need them by your sides for moving or when you're sick, when you need advice or just someone to laugh or cry. Cherish these relationships. Be there for others, not just in the hard times, but for celebrations. Life is better when you have people to share it with. Another important F word, finance. I'm sorry, but the government will probably make you work until you're 67. Me, I'm retiring at 62. Remember, money can't buy you happiness, but it sure makes life easier. Be smart about your finances. The more you buy, the more things cost. The bigger the house, the fancier the car, the more you pay in taxes and the upkeep. And don't count on the government to take care of you when you retire. Invest in yourself and plan ahead so you're ready whatever comes your way. And finally, my favorite F word, fun. Enjoy your life. Be proud of yourself. You don't have to cure cancer or win a Nobel Prize to have a meaningful life. Make a positive difference. Pay forward and help others when you can. I hope you've learned here at Bowler School has helped you take the training wheels off and ride confidently on whatever road you choose. If you ever come to a crossroad, think of these F words, yours and mine, to help you find your way. Let me leave you with this. Have a fun, fantastic, and fabulous future. I'm sure it will be phenomenal. That's a Mr. Goldsworth. If you forget all of my advice, just remember, don't life be all fiddlesticks. I would like to thank AJ for asking me to give this speech. To everyone here who was listening, also thank you to the superintendent, we will miss you, the principal, the school, the graduating class, the school board. This has really been an honor for me.
Thank you, Mother Manny. We're grateful for your service as a substitute teacher and, of course, for that delightful speech. The only thing I was told is it's about the F word. We truly appreciate the wisdom and inspiration you bestowed upon our graduates. We will now be announcing our senior scholarship recipients for the class of 2026. I'd like to invite to the stage our high school counselor, Mr. Martin Cavazos.
At this time, I would like to recognize the scholarship recipients from the class of 2026. Please stand when your name is called. Trayvon Granquist, FFA Alumni Milk Machine. Shano Masonic Lodge. Connor Hartladen, Academic Success Excellence Award, American Red Cross. Colton Lenoble, Wisconsin Technical Excellence, FFA Alumni Milk Machine, NHS PTCO, American Red Cross, Jack Essler Foundation. Hannah Long, NTC Foundation, FFA Alumni Milk Machine, Bowler Alumni Association, J.R. Groskopf Memorial Scholarship, and the Pepsi Scholarship. Addison Bingle, Bowler Alumni Association, Judith Bird Memorial, and Pepsi. And last but not least, Rihanna Roseman. Bowler, it's gonna be a Bowler Bay Riders, FFA Alumni Milk Machine, Bowler Alumni Scholarship Association, Dolores M. Jones Memorial Scholarship, Brianne Goss Memorial Scholarship, Central Wisconsin Electric Cooperative Operation Roundup, and American Red Cross. Congratulations, scholarship recipients.
Thank you, Mr. Cavazos. While we're on the topic of scholarship, I would like to take a moment to recognize our honors scholars. The following 4 recipients earned honor roll recognition for an astounding 16 consecutive quarters. Please come up when your name is called. Talia Gardner. Connor Hartley. Colton Lenoble, I'll meet you at the floor. And Addison Pingle. We are privileged to have a Board of Education that is dedicated to providing a high-quality education to our students. Representing the Bowler Board of Education this evening are Roberta Carrington and Jackie Miller. Please join me in presenting the class of 2026 with their diplomas. Seniors, please step forward to receive your diploma when your name is called. Class valedictorian, Connor Thomas Hartley. Class salutatory, Talia Gardner. Wyatt Jack Ratz. Ella Rose Coyes. Julia Leah H. Espinoza. Anthony J. Geske. Trayvon Dean Grangless. Colton Joseph Lenoble. Hannah Sue Long. Bryce Allen Malone. Jillian Malone Tex. Michael D. Miller. Malia Ray Peters. Addison Quinn Hingle. Rihanna Emily Rosner. Gage Mitchell Wanta. Chloe M. Westcott. At this time, I would like to introduce the Puzzle Hill Singers for our drum honor song. Please rise and wave.
Yeah.
Thank you, Puzzle Hill Drum Group, for helping us honor our graduating class of 2026. Seniors, please remain standing. It is my pleasure, as the principal of Bowler High School, to certify that all present members of the class of 2026 have met the requirements for graduation as established by the state of Wisconsin and the Bowler School District Board of Education. At this time, please move your tassels to the left. Friends, family, and community, it is with great honor and pleasure that I present to you the Bowler High School graduating class of 2026.